Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Spiritual Growth Journeys. How are you all doing? Move my microphone a little closer here so you can hear me. So I am so excited. I've got a new background. Actually, I have two different backgrounds to choose from now that I created. And I am not a techie person, just so you all know. I have a real issue with technology. And everybody that I know on YouTube has these incredible backgrounds. So I actually went out and got myself a green screen that's behind me and created on Canva. I use Canva, if you want to know what app I use, to create a couple of backgrounds. And I think they turned out not too bad for an old lady who's not very technologically savvy. But here it is, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here to Spiritual Growth Journeys, welcome. This channel is for any human being on planet Earth that has left religions, woken up, realized that everything's all been a lie, and you're on your journey, you need assistance on your journey, or maybe if you're not newly awakened, maybe you've been awake for your whole life, but you just want assistance on your journey, you want to learn some new information from another teacher. I'm basically here as a spiritual teacher and healer and counselor to people and metaphysician. And on this channel, we talk about metaphysics, spirituality, esoterics, the truth about world religion. I blurt out all the truth because it's going to be disappearing in the next few years. Actually, there's going to be one world religion, and it's not a new world order religion either. It's going to be a form of Christianity, but it's going to be basically what Christ was really teaching, not what the controllers, the psychopath controllers want you to think you should be doing. So it's very comparable to the law of one, which is what they practice out in space and in the universe. All the ET people practice the law of one. That was what Christ was actually teaching here when he came. He was an expert in that area. The Essenes were also teaching that. The Essenes practice it as well. So it'll be more like the Essene religion that's going to be restored to planet Earth. So for those of you who are new here, I discuss all those topics. I really love talking about healing, how to heal yourself, metaphysics, everything from crystals to ghosts, paranormal stuff, supernatural stuff, all that type of stuff on this channel. So there are changes that I have made to this channel. I wanted to kind of share with you all my new paradigm. I have an important announcement about this. So I have been interviewing people on this channel for 2 or 3 years now. And I was actually pressured by a whole bunch of different people and individuals that, oh, this is what you got to do. You got to, interview all these people. And it was like the worst thing I ever should have done, because my boss, Yeshua, actually I have 3 bosses: Mother, Father, Creator, Yeshua, and Archangel Michael. And they had given me instructions pretty much to be continuing his teachings, teaching people how to heal themselves, teach all the things that I just talked about. And I was really supposed to focus in especially on bringing back Yeshua's original teachings and sharing with you and really teaching you how to heal yourself and how to ascend, really focusing on my books. That's why I have my books behind me here, focusing on my books and focusing on the teachings. And then there is a new thing, And basically, I'm going to tell you this little story. So many years ago, back when I was just doing healing on people and teaching meditation and doing health coaching and life coaching and stuff like that, God kind of spoke to me and said that I was supposed to use my singing voice for healing. Well, I'm a trained opera singer. I've been singing for people since I was 5 years old. And when I'm not in physical form, I'm actually it's not my full-time job, but one of the things I do is I sing I'm part of the angelic choir, and the angelic choir sings actual words, but they also in multiple languages, but they also do toning. If you ever listen to some of the etheric music that's on YouTube, that's like the high frequency music, you'll hear what's like kind of angelic choir kind of singing, where it's like, oh, kind of, it's more like toning. There's not really any words. That's a lot of what they do in the angelic choir. So when I'm not in my body, that's one of the things I'm doing, is I'm singing with the angelic choir. And so God spoke to me and said, Kimberly, you're going to be using your voice in the future to heal people. And he said, not right now, but in the near future, you're going to be using your voice to heal people. And I was like, I'm not really sure what that's going to look like or how I'm going to do that or anything about it, but I trust God. Whatever God says, I trust. So now let's fast forward to today, because that was back probably 11 years ago or more, maybe. So fast forward to today times. Several months ago, I had this pressure, this like, not pressure, but this compulsion. I was compulsed to learn to be able to sing O mio babbino caro, which is one of the most difficult Italian opera arias known to man. And it's in a much higher key than I'm used to singing in, because I'm a soprano too. And it's hard for me to hit the really, really high notes. And I had this like kind of challenge. It was like my higher self was challenging me. You got to learn this. You got to learn this as quick as possible. And you got to train yourself to hit these notes. And I was like, why am I doing this? So I'm like, okay, I'll do it. So I took the challenge and I mastered being able to do that. One day I was in the shower and I'm singing this and it's coming out and I'm not cracking and I'm hitting all the notes, and it was coming out of me, out of my mouth, but it wasn't coming from me. I couldn't feel my chest vibrate. I couldn't feel my throat vibrate. I couldn't feel it in my mouth or throat or anything, or in my body. Usually when you sing, you can feel it vibrate everywhere. I felt nothing. It was like, okay, I'm opening my mouth, stuff's coming out, and it's amazing. It was like perfecto. I mean, it was like, New York Metropolitan Opera quality, but it wasn't, it wasn't coming from my physical body. And so I called several friends because I was freaked out. I'm like, how am I having this voice coming out of me, but it's not coming out of me? And they said I was channeling my higher self. Okay. So I was channeling my higher self. So I'm like, well, why am I channeling my higher self? What's the purpose of this? What's the reason? So the reason was because God was showing me, or my higher self was showing me, that was how I was going to use my voice to heal people. I was going to heal people by channeling tones, and I'm going to be doing toning and words, singing specific songs that are healing, and prayers, singing prayers that are healing in different languages. It might be Hebrew, it might be Latin, it might be, different languages, but doing different prayers, songs, like you might hear me sing something like O Come Emmanuel at Christmas time. But what I was told is every time I sing, the people who listen to me actually receive a healing. And this is not coming from my ego. This is what the bosses told me, that when I sing, people will receive healing. They'll either get spiritual healing, physical healing, emotional healing, or all the above. They will receive some sort of clearing and healing, or maybe just a clearing, but that is what people will receive. And several of my psychic friends who I told this to also confirmed that. They said, yeah, when you sing, you're going to heal people. And so anyway, so I was in the shower. So then I went and I made a recording of myself singing this song, and I sent it to a couple people. And my best friend, Sarah, I've got a few best friends, but one of them, Sarah, she basically said, oh, you need to go into a recording studio and you need to start recording meditations to share on your YouTube channel with your voice, to heal people, healing meditations. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, well, I still don't see how this is going to ever happen, because my husband and children are always in the house 24/7. My children are actually grown adults. They're 22 and 24, but they're always around. They don't like my voice. Whenever I sing, they tell me to shut up. They think I sing horrible. My son told me that I sound terrible and nobody wants to hear me sing. And he also said that, that if people say that I sing well, that they're just lying to me basically and patronizing me. So they don't like to hear me sing. So I'm sitting here and I'm having a talk with God and going, how do you expect me to use my voice on YouTube to heal people when I can't even sing in the house? When is this supposed to happen? So I'm still kind of figuring that out. I think I have to wait for them to leave, or maybe record it in my car or in my shower when they're on the other side of the house, because they can't really hear me when I'm in the shower and they're on the other side of the house, or I'm not really sure, but I will figure it out. And from this point on in the future, I will be doing a lot of singing meditations and toning and singing songs to heal you guys. And that is what I'm supposed to do. So to make this story more interesting, I'm sitting there and going, okay, this is not going to happen. I don't think I'm really supposed to do this. I just don't see how I'm supposed to do this. So, because I'm kind of a Thomas the Doubter, I doubt things. I need to get my ass kicked by the universe every now and then, because I'm really stubborn, really pigheaded, really strong-willed, which is what makes me a badass warrior and able to overcome all the horrible things I've had to overcome in my life. I'm very strong, very strong-willed, but the universe will kick my ass when I don't listen. So first, God told me years ago I was supposed to do this. Then my friend told me, you need to do this. And I didn't listen. So the universe gave me a whoop ass. How did they do it? They did it in a very loving way. Actually, it wasn't, usually they're making me trip and fall down stairs and bust things to slow me down or stop me. But this time it wasn't that horrific. It was more loving. And what happened is I was on the phone talking with a friend has psychic medium abilities. That's not what she does for a living. She doesn't do sessions with people or anything. She just happens to have the gift of seeing and talking to dead people. So we're having a conversation. She'd never seen my family members. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't know their name. She didn't know anything about them. I don't even think she knew my brother had passed away. So she goes, oh my gosh, there's this younger man in the room and he's demanding to talk to you. He said, it's really urgent, really important. And I thought somebody had like broke into her house. I'm like, what do you mean man in your room? And she said, oh, don't worry. It's not, not like a person. She said, it's a spirit, a man spirit. She can see spirits the way I can see you guys, when you're standing in front of me. And so this young man staying in front of her and demanding to speak to me. And then she goes, oh, he's not alone. He's with an older gentleman. He's wearing this really weird looking plaid jacket. And he says that you will know him by the plaid jacket. So then I asked her to describe the two guys. And basically it was my brother who passed away in October. And he was really obsessed with music, just the way I am. Like I live for music. I love music. And so it was my brother. And my grandpa was with him. And my grandpa was actually a famous jazz pianist. And he also played 500 pipe organ. In fact, he played in the old movie theaters where they showed movies from like the Roaring 20s, kind of turn of the century, the old original Hollywood black and white movies. He played before they had sound. And he played the 500 pipe organ. I think he was like president of the society of these dudes that play, and women that play 500 pipe organ. But he also was a great music composer. He composed his own symphonies and concertos and music and stuff like that. And he was professional. That's all he did for a living, is he played in a jazz piano bar for many, many years. So him and my brother came. And what they said to me, and I was just like crying. I'm going to try to keep my composure here, because it's really hard when this kind of thing happens. Because first of all, my brother confirmed that he's okay, he's happy, he's safe, he's in heaven, he's with my whole family. But what they said is that every time I sing, that all my family on the other side and everybody on the other side, they all listen and they all give me a standing ovation and they all love me. And they said that it gives my family and the beings on the other side great joy when I sing. It brings them great joy and healing. And that they said that they noticed, I've been struggling. I've been going through a lot of health issues and just life issues the last 3 years. It's been really horrific for me, but just my whole life has been a struggle. And the last 3 years have been really bad with just constant issues, lots of issues with health and stuff like that. And a lot of it has to do with the ascension. A lot of it has to do with having all the people in my life not supporting me, like my family and all that, not having that support system. That has caused a lot of emotional stress and stuff like that. So I've had a lot of issues and a lot of depression from just the world, because I'm really sensitive to everybody's energy and the energy of the whole planet and the energy of all the humans on the planet. I really feel them. I feel all of it. And so I'm really sensitive to it. So it was making me pretty sick the last like few years. And so what he said is, he said that we know that you're struggling and we know it's really hard for you and you're having all these issues. But when they said, when I sing, if I sing all the time, if I just sing constantly, which I hadn't done, I had pretty much stopped singing for a long time, except in my car. It was the only time when I was singing when I'm alone in my car, because whenever I sing and my family's around, they tell me to shut up. So I had stopped singing, and singing is like, music is my joy. Like I haven't even really been able to listen to the music I want to listen to unless I have it on a headset, because they don't want me to play my music either. Um, so I stopped singing, I stopped doing all that. And what they said is, they said that, when I sing, it's healing to my body and it's healing to my spirit. It's healing me, and that it's healing everybody else. That every time I sing, anybody who listens to me or who is experiencing it is actually receiving a healing, because my voice is really high. It's, the high hertz, like the 528 hertz high frequency. It's frequency singing. So when I sing, it's in a certain frequency, and it's actually helping people to heal. And they said that my mission, or my purpose on earth, the biggest purpose of why I came here, was to use my voice to heal people. And I didn't know that. I mean, I knew my missions. Like I know why I came here. I know a lot of stuff about why I came here, why I'm here. I knew like several things of why I come here that I'm pretty sure about, but I didn't know that one of my biggest missions was to use my voice to heal people. And it's kind of hard when you're not able to use your voice, because you live with people who won't let you use your voice. So that's kind of hard. So basically, they said from this point forward, I needed to put most of my videos on my YouTube channel, need to be all my teachings. They told me I needed to stop interviewing people, because it was bad, because it was taking away from my purpose, and it was sidetracking me and distracting me. And basically said that the enemy has been using the interviewing people thing as a way to sidetrack me off my purpose, because I'm not supposed to be on YouTube interviewing people, and it's supposed to be having guests on my show or whatever. I'm not supposed to be doing that. I'm supposed to be on here teaching you guys, doing teaching and then singing, doing those two things, teaching and singing. And in the future, it's not that I won't be interviewing people. I'm going to be on other people's shows, because I need to do that. And I'm going to do roundtables on my show once in a while. What I call roundtable is like me and Ileana and Jenny Lee did a few weeks ago. We did a roundtable talking about crystals, that kind of thing I'm going to do. I'm also going to have every now and then I'll probably get together with somebody like Ileana to talk about a subject like crystals that is near and dear to my heart, that will help you guys. But I'm not going to be regularly, like every week, having people on this channel anymore. That's not what I'm here for. I'm going to be singing, toning, doing healing meditations, and teaching you about ascension, teaching you how to heal yourself, teaching you about how to deal with stress, teaching you esoterics and metaphysical stuff, and teaching you spiritual protection. That's a really big thing, how to protect yourself from the enemy, or the dark ones, as we call them, the psychopathic entities that like to feed off of us. I really need to teach you guys protection, a lot of that. So I'm going to be focusing on this channel pretty much on those things in the future. And I just wanted to kind of share this, this information, the story with you of how this all came about. And hopefully everybody will enjoy what I'm going to be doing here, and it will help you. I mean, the only reason I'm on here in the first place is for you guys, to help you. I'm not on here for myself. I don't care about fame. I don't care about attention. I don't care. I'm not here to please people. I'm here to please this, my mother, father, God, and Christ. I'm here for them on earth, and I don't really I don't have anything to prove to anyone. I don't, it's like whether I have 100,000 followers or 100 followers, what's more important than that is how many humans' lives am I changing? How many human lives am I helping and healing? How many people am I benefiting by my voice, my speech, what I'm teaching? That's what's most important to me. So the first step was I created some new backdrops. So you're not looking at my ugly guest bedroom / office and down in the basement. I'm down in the basement here. I don't want you guys having to look at that. So I created something better to look at, because I am going to be talking about my books a lot from now on. I'm going to be going through the books and picking different subjects to talk about and covering them each week. That's what I'm going to be doing. But in the meantime, I wanted to come on here and share with you all basically my story of what I've been going through, where I am going, what I'm here to do, and how this is all changing, because it all affects you as well, because I'm going to be hopefully giving you all some healing as far as when I'm going to be able to record the singing things. I'm going to have to really work it out with, figure it out what, when my family scrays out of the house to go somewhere, I'm going to have to really quickly run and do singing videos, or record in my car or record in my shower or something. So they might not be on camera. They might be recorded. Like when I sing, it might be MP3 kind of thing. Because I won't have my whole setup with my camera and all this stuff, my microphone, all this stuff that I have. Because in order to do that, I'd have to have them all out of the house. So that's where I'm at. It's life. Pray for me that everybody wakes up, all the people on this earth, not just my family, but all the people who are asleep, so that they will be more supportive of what I do and why I'm here, because I don't think they understand. They don't get it. And so maybe if they wake up someday, they will be more supportive. Just pray for me on that one. And today I do want to share something important with you guys that will help you all. And that is about all of the ascension symptoms that everybody's having right now. Things are getting really bad with the Schumann frequency, the Schumann resonance, all the energies that are hitting the earth, all of the astronomical and astrological events that are going on with the solar flares and the moon doing this and the sun doing that. And the last 2 weeks have been horrific for energies, a lot of Schumann crazy resonance things going on. And for those of you who don't know the Schumann resonance, it's like the heartbeat or pulse of earth. And so many people, I put a post up, I don't know, several days ago, because I was having really bad ascension symptoms myself. I was having heart palpitations and headaches and nausea and dizziness and out of body weirdness and, on and on, just all kinds of weird ears ringing really loud for no reason at all, just all of a sudden loud ringing. So what was happening is I was getting a lot of DNA upgrades. I upgraded all the way up to level, I think 11 or something. I'm not sure, but I had upgrades. I had crystalline upgrades to my crystalline matrix, and just a lot of stuff, getting a lot of downloads and upgrades. And so a lot of people, all of you are people who are starseeds, empaths, light workers, earth angels, are all going to feel all these ascension symptoms more than the people who are just totally asleep, and are not sensitive. There's people who are just not sensitive, very, very asleep. They do not feel the ascension symptoms at all or as much. They may feel it a little, or they may not feel anything at all. So everybody who's watching this, you are all the people I'm talking about who will be having the ascension symptoms, and you will be feeling it, really, really feeling it, because if you're awake now, it's because you're a sensitive, empathic starseed or light worker or earth angel or all the above, maybe even all the above. So things you can do, okay, because I'm not all about sharing problems and not giving a solution. You need to give a solution to the problem. And so the solution to the problem is when these things happen, you need to be able to discern. Like if you're having heart palpitations, you need to make sure you go see a doctor and check yourself out to make sure it's not dehydration or electrolyte imbalance or an allergy or a actual heart problem. Okay. So that's number one, is you need to rule out actual medical problems when you're having these ascension symptoms. And what I usually tell people is how you know it's an ascension symptom is when you're having this weird, horrific kind of thing going on, and you go to one or two or three doctors and they all shake their head and go, well, don't know what's wrong with you. As far as I know, there's nothing wrong with you. You know, that's for sure an ascension symptoms, but there are some that aren't medically like serious. Okay. Like a heart palpitation, that's more of a serious kind of a thing. There's things like the ears ringing that you're going to know that's, oh, I'm getting a download, because that's not a medical thing. That's a very spiritual thing when your ear just starts ringing out of the clear blue. So there's a lot of symptoms, a lot of symptoms that you can mitigate. And so my advice to you is make sure you're drinking really good filtered water that you have prayed over, and or you put it on like a special charging plate, or use crystals, or use something to make sure that the water is, charged with the highest vibrational frequency of health. And you can also get like a big, I don't have my cup with me here, but you could get like a big glass, pour the water in and write the words on it: healing and love and hope and faith and health and wholeness. And you can put Yeshua's name on there, all that kind of stuff. And that helps to charge the water, because charging the water is really, really important. Dr. Emoto, who passed away not too long ago, he did all these studies on how if you speak love to the water, it changes all the fractals of the water. And you can literally clear it out and make it really, really healthy. You could do a lot of really good stuff with that. So make sure you're drinking charged, purified water all day, for, juices that don't have sugar added. Natural herbal teas are really, really good for you to drink too. That's a really good healing way to get in your water, is drinking like chamomile or peppermint tea or ginseng, or I just had a ginger lemon tea earlier. It had lemon and ginger and hibiscus and a few other things. Make sure that you're eating a healthy, high vibrational diet. I speak about the high vibrational diet, the Ascension Diet, actually in my book. That doesn't mean you go vegan. It doesn't mean you go carnivore. It doesn't mean you go radical anything. If you want to be one of those, then that's your own choice. To me, the Ascension Diet, because I go on what the beings who I work with told me I need to eat for me. And basically it's all organic, 100% organic, because the pesticides lower your vibrational frequency. So organic meat, if you do eat meat, make sure it's organic. Grass-fed is really important. All of the grains that they give these animals are all full of GMOs and pesticides and weed killer and all kinds of horrible things. So I think what they call glyphosates, really, really bad, is in a lot of it. So you want to make sure you eat organic, you eat more fruits and vegetables than you eat meat. You need to have protein. It's very important for your muscle, to build muscle in your body, because without protein, your muscle will actually waste away in your body and you will die. It's one of the most unhealthy, horrible things to do, is deprive your body of protein. Every human body needs protein. It doesn't matter if you get it through vegan protein. I have some really good vegan protein shakes that I drink in the morning for breakfast that have pea protein in them and hemp protein and chia and stuff like that. So there's a lot of ways to get protein, but you need really good protein. You need fruits and vegetables, a lot of water. Stay away from processed things, stay away from saturated fats and oils. The best oil you can use is olive oil. The next best oil you could use would be avocado oil. And the next best would be coconut when you're cooking, when you're actually cooking. So coconut, avocado oil, and olive oil are really healthy for your body. Any other oil is not not good for you. So stay away from oil, stay away from fast food. All the fast food has been altered by the psychopaths to shrink the population. So every time you go into a McDonald's, a Taco Bell, or any of those fast food places, you're eating garbage that has been highly edited and full of GMO and full of all kinds of crap that is going to deteriorate every cell in your body, and it's going to shrink your life down by several years. So you don't want that. That is not high vibe food. Alcohol, unfortunately, I hate to break it to you, is not high vibration either. If you got to have alcohol, only have one drink, because any more than that is going to make you physically sick anyways. But alcohol is not an Ascension thing. In fact, after Ascension, there won't be alcohol. There's a whole thing. You can watch all kinds of videos explaining the spiritual reasons for why alcohol is bad, but it's not good for you. A drink once in a while. Right now, and until you have progressed in your Ascension, if you have to have it, go ahead. But I will be honest with you, as you ascend, your body will not only want it, but it'll make you physically sick. I used to be able to drink a lot of alcohol when I was young, and now I can't drink any. Every time I put alcohol in my mouth, my stomach gets immediately sick. My esophagus gets weirded out. My body rebukes it. My body hates it, because my body is ascending really fast, and my body knows that it's basically toxic and poisonous to my body. So I can't do that. Now, people who use plant medicines like cannabis and CBD, that's a whole different ballgame. That's plant medicine. So don't get me started on that. If you use plant medicines, medicinal mushrooms, all that kind of stuff. I have nothing negative to say about it. A plant medicine's a plant medicine, other than even plant medicines can be deadly and toxic if you do too much of it. So everything in moderation. Like too much asparagus even can make you sick. Too much tomatoes can make you sick. There's anytime you overdo it. In the Bible, one of the things they teach you about is moderation, everything in moderation. So when you're doing your Ascension diet, keep everything balanced and everything in moderation, and no processed foods, no processed sugars. If you need to have something sweet, fruits and honey and agave syrup and dates and things like that. There's a lot of ways. There's stevia, there's monk fruit, there's all kinds of things you can do for the sweet tooth. You can make all kinds of paleo, keto kind of desserts that taste like they're full of sugar, but they have zero sugar or no sugar. There's so much of that, because sugar causes inflammation. It causes cancer. It actually causes viruses and cancer to grow in your body. So you don't want to eat a ton of sugar. I've been cutting down on the amount of sugar so much lately that now if I eat a really, really sweet thing, like a piece of birthday cake, I immediately get nauseated. It makes me super nauseous. I can't do donuts. I can't do any of that stuff anymore, because I've gotten my body so accustomed to not eating garbage food that's bad for me, that now if I put the garbage food into my body just shuts down and says, no, enough, not going to do it. So this is really, really important. Taking baths, if your whole body is hurting from Ascension symptoms, a lot of people have body aches all over from that. Take a bath in Epsom salts or Himalayan salt, which is really, really good, or sea salt, really, really good for your body, or go swim in the ocean. If you live in somewhere like Israel, of course, you have the salt sea there that people float around in, that's full of all kinds of minerals and stuff like that. But if you are at home, the best thing you can do is a bath with like Epsom salts. Some people use boric acid in their bath, that type of thing, to detox and to relax your muscles. Be really loving and kind with yourself. Be really forgiving with yourself, because it's not your fault. Don't just be really nice to yourself and gentle. Do a lot of meditating. When I'm sitting and meditating, all the pain that I normally have goes away completely. It's just gone. Like when I'm in a meditation, there is no pain. So if you can meditate when you're having Ascension symptoms, it will really bode well for you. It will really help you. And if you're feeling anxious, if that's one of your symptoms, there's a whole bunch of herbs and supplements you can take to calm yourself down. I like to use CBD oil. That really chills me out when I'm feeling anxious. Magnesium, of course, taking magnesium will help you. Glycine is really good for anxiety. B vitamins are good for anxiety. Ashwagandha is really, really good for anxiety. There's a lot of things that you can take that are plant medicine based supplements that will help you mitigate a lot of the ascension symptoms, because depression and anxiety are big ascension symptoms. So not being able to sleep at night, in my book, The Real Fountain of Youth, whoops, which I have right here, this book, it's up on the screen. That actually has a whole chapter section on how to sleep at night. So if you have issues sleeping at night, get that book, read that book. Whoop, outside. I'm like backwards. Read that book. It's got a section that will help you sleep. Just take really, really good care of your body. That's all I can say. It's really, really important to be patient and kind to yourself. So many people just abuse and hate on themselves. It's like, oh gosh, my leg again, blah, blah, blah. Be more loving and patient with yourself, because we are all physically feeling this ascension, and we're going to be going through this for who knows how many more years, because it's not a one-time event that happens in one day. It's a multiple year event. And I have no clue how many years this is going to take to play out. But while we're going through it, you're going to be shifting and changing a lot. And the best thing you can be doing is just being really kind to yourself and love yourself and take care of yourself. The self-care is so important, because stress will kill you, which is why I wrote that book, Introduction to the Peace Stress Management System. 98% of illness is caused by emotional stress and other kind of stress, not just emotional stress in general, which I talk about in the book. It's physical, emotional, chemical, and environment. So like pesticides in vegetables are stress. Cigarettes are stress. Alcohol is stress. Too much exercise is stress. Not enough exercise is stress. Negative thoughts are stress, of course. Past lifetime traumas are stress. Trauma you inherit through your DNA is stress. It's all stress. All those things, any negative thing basically that impacts you is stress. It's all stress. So read that book if you want to learn how to deal with that. But learning to manage the stress is going to be really important for you to manage the ascension symptoms, because the more stressed out you are, the more amplified your ascension symptoms will be. They'll be horrific if you're really under a lot of stress. And people who are really chillax, I have friends who are single and they don't have a family that they have to deal with and take care of every day, or they're older, they're retired and they have grandkids and they have really happy lives, and they're able to meditate every single day and go to yoga retreats and do yoga and take care of your body and exercise and move your body and do all these things. The women and men that I know that do this kind of stuff and don't have the kind of lifestyle where you have people around you that are very 3D, that are not so nice to you, those people mitigate the ascension symptoms way better. They feel them less, they have less symptoms, less problems, less issues. So if you don't if you're a female and you don't have a support system, I ask you to please join my group, spiritual, it's actually called Women's Spirituality and Ascension Support Group. It's on my website. If you go to my website, spiritualgrowthjourneys.com, there's a link under the classes and workshops to my weekly group. I have a group that meets every Tuesday. For women, it's a women's support group. And when you're able to get support from your soul sisters who care about you, it will really help you with mitigating ascension symptoms. Because if you have a lot of stress because you're surrounded by these people that are not so nice, or maybe you're in a situation where you just feel all alone, you feel really, really, really lonely, that will cause depression and that will ramp up your ascension symptoms. There's a lot of things that will ramp up your ascension symptoms and make them way, way worse. So make sure that you join my support group. It's every Tuesday. I have two of them. One's at 10 a.m. Pacific time and one's at 7 p.m. Pacific time. And it's only $25 a week to drop in, and you're getting counseling. Basically, I mean, you're getting a counseling session, and you're also learning, because I teach stuff and everybody learns from each other. All the women all learn from each other. So you're getting like a $200 or more, $400 actually, because it's usually a 2 to 3 hour long thing that we do. $400 deal for $25. So for people who don't have a lot of money, and I don't even get all that money, a huge chunk of it goes to Learn It Live, which is the platform that I'm on. The purpose of that support group is not for me to make a bunch of money off of people. The purpose is to support all of the beautiful women out there who need the support, like I need the support, and we all support each other because we feel alone, we feel really isolated. So look into that, because that will help you mitigate your ascension symptoms. And we do talk about a lot of that kind of stuff. So meditate, try to sleep, take some good herbs, take good supplements, take vitamins, make sure you're not vitamin deficient, have your vitamin levels checked and your mineral levels checked regularly to see where you're at, and make sure you're getting the right supplements, drink lots of good water, eat the good food, don't eat the processed food, don't eat the sugars, don't eat the fast food. Barbecued food also is a problem when you barbecue. Anytime you overcook meat, it kills all the enzymes and all the good stuff in it. If you do eat meat, you want to eat it a little more on the not rare necessarily, but medium. You want it as close to rare as you can get, because then it's full of all the good enzymes that are important for your body. If you overcook the meat or you barbecue it or whatever, then it winds up killing off all the good stuff, and then it becomes more carcinogenous and cancer causing instead of beneficial. So be careful when you're cooking your meat, not to overcook it. Don't have it raw either, because the opposite will happen. If it's really raw, you get parasites or you get food poisoning. You get different types of bacteria that are in there that you haven't killed that can make you sick and kill you instead. So be careful. So that's my advice for ascension symptoms. If you have a symptom and you think it might be something that's serious, like your heart or this or that, or blood pressure or whatever, please go to doctors and get it checked out. Don't just write it off and go, oh, I'm having ascension symptoms. If you don't know 100% without a doubt in your mind that it's an ascension symptom, go have it checked out with a doctor. I really recommend it, because you don't want to jeopardize your life. I've had people who thought they were having ascension symptoms, and it turned out they were actually having a heart attack, like an actual heart attack. And you don't want to be that person. So take good care of yourself, love yourself. And the next video I will be doing will either be a teaching one or singing. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out as I go. I am doing a video with Ileana, the Star Traveler, all about crystals. We're going to talk all about crystals and her amazing book. She's got one of the most comprehensive researched books of crystals that I've ever seen in my life. It's like 1,000 or more pages, incredible book. So we will be talking about that next time. And thank you. Take care, everyone. I love you all. Thank you so much for supporting me in this journey and supporting this channel. Love you.